Hi, this is the video for Tuesday, March 30th for 12th grade English. So today we're still looking at the same film from yesterday, Thursday Appointment, and we're looking at it through the lens of the poetry of Hafez. So while you watch the film, you'll notice along the bottom the subtitles keep talking about the poetry of Hafez, and I wanted to spend some time today explaining what that is. There's an article here that's clipped, and I'll take you through the big parts of it. So the film is an Iranian film. It's set in Iran. And in Iran, 700 years ago, was a really famous poet named Hafez. Hafez, one word, like Madonna. And this article says, in Iran, a poet's 700-year-old verses still set hearts aflame. So here is the spot where the poet Hafez is buried in Iran, under this gazebo. And every day, all of these people, lots of people, will come visit the tomb because his poetry is that meaningful to them still. The article says, just ahead of Valentine's Day, we visited the tomb of the poet who often wrote of love. The 14th century Persian poet Hafez is buried in Shiraz, the city where he lived. He remains venerated, honored in Iran, even though he wrote of romance and other topics, a lot of wine drinking, that are not obviously embraced in the modern-day Islamic Republic. One of his lines, "O cupbearer, set my glass afire with the light of wine." So in this article, they visit one person who's just visiting the tomb, and she talks about Hafez, and she says, I have to hear what he is telling me, Hafez, what the poet is telling me from his tomb. And what did she hear? Love, she said, laughing, all the time, love. So here she is, putting her hands on the tomb of this poet, Hafez, and recognizing still how meaningful his words are to her. When we first approached her, she paused before answering our questions. She wanted to wait and see if she should talk to us. Every time I come here, something special happens to me, she said. This time it's you. Her name is Mohammed Damani, said she's traveled to Hafez's tomb many times from her home, hundreds of miles away. She gestured toward a poem inscribed in stone nearby. This one is so special for me, so deep, the deepest one, she said. It takes care of me. The poem is coming to my head, and I can understand in this way that I have to do this now. So that's where I have inspiration for your STEM. Since, whenever, and even though music takes care of us. And we connected that idea of poetry to music. What is music for you? How does it take care of you? That is all connected to the movie, which I can't show you here, but I'd like you to look at now with a new lens, the lens of the poetry of Hafez, because you'll see all of the ways that older couple, they're communicating through the poems they read to each other, Hafez's poems. We also looked at the terms illusion and symbol. In the film, the illusion is to this poet, Hafez. An illusion is just when a song or poem, any piece of art, pulls in another text. So if you're listening to a song and it samples a song, that's an illusion. If you're reading a book and it pulls in another book, that's an illusion. And in this case, this film pulls in references Hafez's poetry, so that's an illusion. And then a symbol is anytime an object, so usually something you can hold, represents a big idea. And in this film, the roses are a really nice symbol representing so much more than just roses. They represent love, generosity, and they represent enjoying your life right now. The roses the old man gives to the fighting couple is his way of saying, stop fighting. Give to each other what you can give to each other right now. So all of that is what inspired this STEM for us today.